ನಮಸ್ಕಾರು ಮೆಗೆಲ್ ನಾವು ಆಕರ್ಷ್ ಆಗ್ಪೈ ಆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆಕ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ MBBS करता सर ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ 2020 ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ ತಂತು ಮಕ್ಕ 691 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಳ 720 ರೀ ಮೇಗೆಲ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ 224 ಅತ್ತ ಮೇಗೆಲ್ ನೀಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಜೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ವಿಚ್ ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. I did my first PUC and second PUC both in Expert PU College, Mangalore, which is probably the best college for NEET. The coaching begins in first year itself. As you know, there are the three subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology, and I'll talk about them individually now. Okay, as for physics, you want to solve as many questions as possible, like all the different types of problems per chapter. And don't try to mug up any like formulas per question type. Like remember the core formulas and try to derive formulas for the other questions. If you're preparing for NEET 2021, then I think only 1 month is left. For that, you can remember some important question formulas. But for the upcoming NEET 2022, like learn to derive it so you won't have to remember much. You can use books like H.C. Verma because the concepts are like very well written in that, and solving from there would give you a very good idea of the subject. The theory part of physics, I think only chapters like semiconductors, nucleus, all those chapters, you just have to read it once. But most of it is just the problem solving part. Okay, now let's move on to chemistry. As you know, chemistry is divided into physical, inorganic, and organic. Physical chemistry is just like physics. You have to solve many questions. You can use books like Narendra Avasthi for getting like many question samples. It's the same thing, but unlike physics, the physical chemistry part is almost directly using the formula, so it won't be like twisted situations. As for inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry, you have to read the prescribed book Ncrt thoroughly. You don't have to read anything outside Ncrt for inorganic and organic chemistry. Just Ncrt would be good. Read it line by line, word by word, like every single text. Because outside Ncrt, I think the syllabus is like very abundant. So just Ncrt should be sufficient. Now let's move on to biology. Biology as well, it's same as inorganic and organic chemistry. You have to read Ncrt thoroughly. Even the words under the diagrams, the diagram labelings, everything. They can ask anything from there. Last year, NEET 2020, almost every single question was from Ncrt. I think everything was from Ncrt. This year as well, I think majority will be from Ncrt anyways. So yeah, biology as well. Don't try to read much outside. Ncrt should be sufficient. Just master that book. So in general, just try solving as many questions as possible, especially from practice papers and mock tests. Like if you finish like a set of chapters and try to answer mock tests, it's really helpful. You will get an idea of how to write tests. For NEET 2021 students, as you know, only 1 month is left. You can like do once per 2 days now. That'll increase your speed and you'll have an upper hand. Okay, now let's move on to the commonly asked questions. Okay, the first one, how many hours a day should we study? Okay, so if you're at the beginning, actually 1 to 2 hours a day is actually quite sufficient at the beginning of the year, and then you can scale it up if like exams are near. So you don't have to overstudy. And yeah, sleep is very important. Never skip sleep for your studies. Get a decent 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And keep a leisure time as well, like doing something what you like. Like I used to play cricket in some evenings when I felt bored. Okay, the second question, should we read anything outside Ncrt? So for NEET 2020, as you know, almost entire paper was from Ncrt. And I think NTA has made it clear they're going to ask almost everything from there. So I wouldn't recommend you reading much outside Ncrt as it won't be of that much help. Like for your knowledge, it would be good, but it would be a waste of time at the end. So it's just better to master the NCRT and not pay much heed outside. Okay, the next question. Okay, next question. In what order should you write the paper? So I wrote biology first, followed by chemistry, and then physics. It doesn't really matter in which order you write, but I think usually physics will be the lengthiest and biology will be the least lengthy. But in NEET 2020, chemistry was the smallest. Okay, the next question. What are the reference books? Okay, for physics, I took H.C. Verma. As I told you, the concepts are very well written in that. And for physical chemistry, I took Narendra Avasti. I didn't take it, I used it from the library. And then for inorganic, organic, and biology, you don't need to buy any reference books as such. NCRT would be sufficient there. You can solve papers of it online. There are a lot of model papers for those theory questions. Okay, the next question. Is it okay to guess answers? Okay, here I wouldn't recommend guessing answers if you don't have like any idea about the question. I mean, 25% odds are like very less. I mean, it doesn't really work out well your way. But if you narrow it down to like two options and you're slightly confident over one option, then I would recommend going for it. And I hope luck goes your way. Okay, I think that was all the questions here. Okay, so as a final advice, as you know, if you make a mistake, you're gonna get a negative -1. If you if you answer it correctly, you get a +4. So please avoid making those silly mistakes for the questions which you know. If you don't know the question, you can leave it. Like if you don't know it entirely, you can just leave the question. It's not gonna harm. You're not gonna get a negative mark. But for the questions which you know and you answer them wrong, it is gonna be regrettable later. So read the question carefully, like every single word, like correct statement, incorrect statement. If there is all of the above in the options, like see it carefully, and then again solve as many questions as possible before the actual exam. I mean, practice papers and all those mock tests, you can get them online. And that will be it from me today. I wish you all the best for NEET. On a thankful note, I would like to express my gratitude towards Dr. Mohan Paima, the president of GSB Sevasan Mangalore, and also Mr. R.Suresh Malyama for giving me this opportunity. He's the director of the Amgele channel on YouTube. Also, I would like to leave my uh, email address. If you have any queries, you can feel free to contact me. It is aakarsh3 at gmail.com. AAKARSHRPAI 3, the number 3 at gmail.com. Okay, thank you guys.